Today's lesson is going to be about bar chords. Now some of you may already know what bar chords are. You may have seen people play them. These are very common, and these are very common as well. Those are the two most popular types of bar chords. And the reason that they're called bar chords is because the index finger is pressing down more than one string, like so. Now, in our first lesson we talked about how to play an E minor chord. And the most common way to play an E minor chord is, of course, with the ring finger at the 2nd fret on the 4th string and the middle finger at the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Now, for today's lesson, I want you to try something new. Try taking the pinky and placing it at the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and take the ring finger and placing it at the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Now, when we do our bar chord, we're going to sort of maintain this position, and we're going to slide over to the 7th fret, and then we'll just add the index finger, and you'll have to press down really hard with the index finger, and then strum all the strings. So we get an A minor bar chord. Now, if you try to place the index finger first, you'll find that it'll be much more difficult. And the reason for that is that the pinky and ring fingers are less coordinated than the index finger. So you want to place them exactly where they need to be, right up next to the fret, right on the fingertips, and then add that index finger like so. Now, let's talk about what notes we have on the 6th string. The open 6th string is called E. So when you're playing this shape, it's an E minor chord, or an E major chord if we add the middle finger. So we've got E right here, and then if we go to the 1st fret, it's F, and then 3rd fret G, and then 5th fret A, 7th fret B, 8th fret C, and 10th fret D. For now, let's not worry about the sharps and flats. Let's just try to remember those notes. So E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. So, wherever we move the index finger when we're playing this bar chord shape, that's what chord it'll be. So, for example, let's say that we wanted to play a G major bar chord. Then what we would do is we would make sure that we have this position here, just like that E major chord shape, and we would slide it on over until the index finger is at the 3rd fret. We would press down hard, and then we would get our G major bar chord. So let's say that we wanted to make a B minor bar chord. We would get the minor shape, shift on over until the index finger is at the note B, which happens to be at the 7th fret on the 6th string. We would press, and there we have our B minor bar chord. Now, one of the things that people forget is exactly where the notes are. So remember your notes: E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Some of you may be asking, well, what about sharps and flats? What are they, and how does that factor into this? Well, if you want to put the sharps and flats in, then we could call it E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and then at E it repeats. It might be easier to just find a chord chart so that you can see all that written out. But for those of you that wanted it, I thought I would throw it out there. Now again, this is the E minor shape, and this is the E major shape. And so once we know those are the only things that we have to keep in mind, that along with the position that we're in terms of which fret we're at. So if we wanted to play, let's say, a C minor chord, we would just make our minor position with the pinky and ring fingers, and then we would make sure that the index finger is at the right fret, and in this case the 8th fret is the C minor, and then we get our C minor chord. Thanks for listening.